you tired of your 9 to 5? Yeah, if you're tired of your 9 to 5, this is a good place to come. Yeah, I've got a few tips for you if you're tired of the 9 to 5. Yeah, if you're like me, I really didn't like working 9 to 5. I found it, I just didn't like the routine. I didn't like anything about, about even the office I was in. I didn't like it. I just didn't like being in that environment, being tired, not being able to go outside when I wanted to go outside. And so, yeah, there are many reasons why 9 to 5 doesn't suit everybody. You have to find out what your personality type is, for a start, and see, are you the type of person that would enjoy being confined, to a job 9 till 5? Not everybody is. And so, this is why we're discussing this now, because I think it can cause a lot of stress if you are in the wrong job. Definitely. If you are in the wrong job, you found yourself in the wrong type of work, working the wrong type of hours that don't suit you, especially for people who are younger and have children, it is difficult. So, but as you get older, I always think you should be able to have a bit more choice, because I do know people in their 50s, early 60s, still in 9 to 5 work, and it's not really doing them much good. They're quite stressed by it, and it's not a good thing. So I always say, try your best to see what your interests are. It's very important to see what your interests are. And, if you're over 40, you'll probably have a few, And I always say, if you're good at cooking, baking, whatever it is, or if you have the opportunity to retrain, it's never too late to retrain. Like I said myself, I'm a massage therapist. I trained in my late 50s actually, yeah. So yeah, and but yeah, I would encourage you to try your best to look into what it is that you're really interested in. Oh, windy. Look into what you're really interested in and see if you can, find a way to earn in that area of interest. There usually is a way. If you really think creatively about it, have a little think. I would say have a journal, write a few things down, write some ideas down, and see how you can work towards becoming self-employed, if that's what you'd like to do. But hang on to your 9 to 5 until you obviously figure it out, and until you become more established in what you want to do, more established in your self-employment. Yeah, but yeah, it's basically it's quite a thing really. In my work, I see a lot of people that are stressed from being in work that is not necessarily suitable for them. I see people who are engaging in work that is totally requires different skills and talents to what they have in their personality, their natural character traits, and it's not a good thing when you're constantly fighting that every day. So that's why my emphasis is trying to find out who you are, and hopefully by 50 we should be working towards who we are, if we don't know already, because that's one of the most important things, is to find out exactly who you are, what your character is, what your personality traits are, because sometimes we've been doing it wrong for many years, and these things can bring on unnecessary stress. So yeah, it's a good thing to find out what you want to do, and when you want to do, take steps, simple steps, to work towards it. Like I say, get a journal, write your ideas down, look to see what other people do, in terms of self-employment, ask them how they did it, Google is great. You can research for business advisors. Once you find your area of interest, get some good advice from business advisors. Yeah, and basically keep it to yourself while you're doing it. You don't have to tell everybody that you're going to switch, because some people think you're crazy. If you're going to switch from a job, but you're not going to switch immediately from this job, because the job provides stability. So it's something that you're working towards. But yeah, try and keep that to yourself as much as you can, because you don't want to get discouraged, especially in the early days when you're trying to figure things out for yourself. So yeah, try and keep it to yourself. Do your research quietly, and just see how it goes. And with who knows, within a year or so, you might be starting a new type of employment alongside the 9 to 5, until eventually you'll be able to phase it out. So yeah, I would say definitely keep it to yourself, though, because it's easy to get discouraged if it's something that we're not too sure of, and we're a little bit uncertain about ourselves. And then you might say, find somebody come to you and say, well, you've got a good job, why change now? You're too old to change. All these different excuses, and people don't always understand, you see, how you really feel, and how you are hurting maybe in the 9 to 5 that you're doing now, or how much stress it's causing you. So I would say keep it to yourself, and in the early stages especially, and then gradually, as you develop the business, just keep the 9 to 5 until you can actually maybe replace it, or maybe you want to do it alongside the 9 to 5 for a while, until you're certain that you can get a stable income from whatever you've chosen to do. But yeah, keep it to yourself, definitely, I would say, especially in the early stages. There are other reasons that 9 to 5 doesn't suit everybody. You might just not like the hours 9 to 5. You might just not like being tied to working those particular hours, 5 days a week. I know I didn't. I certainly didn't. I'm here now on a day off, and it's wonderful, because I'm working as a self-employed massage therapist, and I can choose not to work on a Monday if I don't want to. Generally speaking, I do keep Mondays off, because it's just a nice day to take off, and it gives me a chance to catch up with other things that I want to do. It's going to switch hands here. It just gives me an opportunity to do other things that I want to do. And I love it. I don't like 9 to 5. With my work, I work by appointments. So I'm a sole trader, so I work by appointment. And that can be, I can start at 11 if I wanted to. If I was particularly tired or whatever, I can start my day at 11. If I really want to. But obviously, if I'm very busy, sometimes I do start from 8:30. Have appointments from 8:30 all the way up to about 9 in the evening. So there's a lot of variety in the work that I do, depending on the day, and obviously how busy it is, and how compact I want my appointments to be as well, because I do like to preserve a couple of days a week so that I can do other things. You might not like that. I'm more of a free-spirited kind of person in a way, and I just did not like the 9 to 5 ethos. It's not about being lazy, it's just basically it just didn't suit my personality at all. The 9 to 5 ethos, it just didn't suit me. I just felt very constrained by it. There are times, you find yourself looking out the window like, oh, I just want to go home, counting down the hours, 1 hour, 1 hour to go, half an hour to go, 15 minutes to go. It's a terrible way to live, actually. And so, in my mind, I kind of wish that I'd started self-employment much earlier, but you know, I just, it never really crossed my mind. It really didn't. I went through a whole series of jobs because I didn't realise I didn't actually like those hours 9 to 5, and I didn't like working in an environment where someone is telling you what to do. It's not great. So I did go through a series of jobs, 9 to 5 jobs, until I realised one day, you know, after I'd had the children, raised them, that, you know what, I don't really want to do that again. So I thought, oh, you know, it's worth retraining and then trying to set up a business. And I am so thankful I did that. It's been the best job, been just the best job I've ever had. You know, the self-employment, I just love the freedom it gives me. I love the freedom, the autonomy, you know, you can just I can direct everything myself. You know, from the colour of the room, I can decorate it if I wanted to. You know, the equipment I use, what type of equipment I use. It's just everything. I mean, my own routine. You know, sorry, this is my umbrella here. Yeah, my own routine. There's just so many things you can do that suits my personality. I'm responsible for everything, basically. I'm responsible for my clients, the client care. I'm responsible for my record form, you know, the client records. I'm responsible for cleaning. I'm responsible for making sure everything runs smoothly, making sure that I give enough time between clients. I love it. I love it. I do the consultations, I clean, I do the massages, I you know, tidy up afterwards. It's all me, basically. You know, and I love it. But you know, in an office, there is no ownership of the work. That's what I didn't like about the 9 to 5. There's no ownership. It was just the fact that, you know, you did a little part of the job, not the complete job. Had no interest in doing it, and obviously literally just doing it for the money. You know? Whereas this, I love doing it. I actually love doing my treatments. There's a difference. There's a passion for it, and I think that's what's missing when you're in a 9 to 5 usually. Especially if you're struggling. I mean, not everybody is struggling in a 9 to 5. You know, clearly there are people who love it, who love the structure. But this video is for those who really struggle with a 9 to 5, who do not like the hours. You know, then this video is for you. You know, so yeah, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. All I can, oh, sorry. There you go. Yeah, just keep on, you know, trying to find out exactly what it is you're interested in. Yeah, and work gradually towards it. Yeah, it's quite windy out here. Work gradually towards it, because you will find eventually something that you really enjoy doing. And don't worry about being too old or too mature to change. You know, while there's life, we can change. Yeah, people can change. You have the right to change your mind. You know, you have the right to change your mind, and I think that's very important to remember. And you know, when it's best to keep on learning. Advise that, because you need the stability of the income, you know, because obviously when you start a self-employment, it might take a while. It will take a while until you can earn a stable income. Yeah, so replace your 9 to 5 gradually, or do it on the the self-employed work on the side as a side hustle while you're working your 9 to 5. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I really feel that, I mean, as a therapist, I do see a lot of people come to my treatment room who are overly stressed, um, very stressed actually in some cases, by the work that they do. Um, and I always feel that, maybe you're in the wrong type of work, because they're very hardworking individuals, not lazy individuals, they're just in the wrong type of work possibly for their personality. I see some very calm people who are working as teaching, for example. I know that can be very stressful anyway. But if you're working, I'm just swapping this around. If you're working in a job that requires having to discipline children, especially children who these days unfortunately need a lot of discipline, because there's more discipline going on in the classrooms and almost teaching in some cases, in some schools. There are good schools as well, and I know that sometimes classrooms can be quite good, the students can be quite good, but pretty often there are quite a few cases when you're teaching that, you have to assert yourself really to get to just be heard in some classrooms, and if you're a very calm, quiet temperament, that can be quite stressful for you and very draining. I do remember even when I was at school years ago, we had a teacher, French teacher, and oh dear, she was so stressed. She would be screaming from the front of the classroom and throwing the board rubber. Yeah, in those days we used to use a blackboard and chalk, and they used to, erase things with the board rubber, for those who don't know. But if you're over 40, 50, I think you'll know. And her face would go red, and all the boys at the back would be laughing at her, and I used to feel so sorry for her, and even then I thought to myself, I wonder if she's in the right job, because she looked so stressed, and she wasn't. She would be screaming, her vocal cords, sore, and her voice quite rugged. It's just not suitable for some people. You've got to find out what is suitable for you, what you enjoy doing. And that was causing her an immense amount of stress. Yeah, I could see it in her, even at my young age when I was at school. So yeah, it's very important to be in the right kind of job. I chose massage therapy because I didn't really, ironically, it's quite interesting, I didn't really want to talk much. Now that might look quite strange, because here I am doing a 20-minute video, and it's quite interesting. I just wanted a job where I could be at peace, and massage therapy provides that for me. I think it's because I was in teaching myself, and although I do like talking, I don't like having to discipline children, and I don't like to deal with children who don't want to be there. And I used to work more in further education, and some students just didn't want to be there, and you're trying so hard as a teacher to help them, and they just don't want the help. And I used to find that quite draining for myself, very draining, and it wasn't very good at all. And the best class that I taught was the Access group in the evening. They were adults, everybody was over 18. That was great, but the rest of it I really didn't care for very much, because I did care, but it was stressful for someone like me. And then I think that's why I wanted to do something that was where I could be quiet and peaceful, and I've certainly found that with massage therapy. I still have opportunity to talk with people. I have lovely clients, it's wonderful, I love it, and yet I have time. I can be quiet as well while I'm actually doing the treatments. I can be quiet and I have very relaxing music in the background. It's a nice calm atmosphere, and it really suits me. Love it. So just try and find something that really suits you. your personality. I think I can't stress that enough. Actually, it's very important, because I know that even if if I'm not feeling too well, when I go into work and I'm doing my work, I don't feel anything. It's almost as if, well, where did that where did that go? It's like I'm fine. I feel completely healthy and whole. So there's something about finding work that really is in alignment with who you are as a person, is so healthy. It really is. It affects your health, and yeah, that's the point. Another point, obviously, is that, if you are in work that you don't enjoy, it really can affect your health, not only your mental health, but physical health as well. So there's something, why being in the wrong job is not good at all, and that's why 9 to 5 doesn't agree with everybody. Yeah, you've got to find something that is in alignment with who you are, your personality traits. Do you like talking a lot in your work? Do you like to be quiet sometimes in your work? What do you like? Do you like to be outdoors? Do you like to be indoors? Do you like a bit of both? What is it that you like? So I hope this video is helpful to you. I'm going to continue my walk now, so have a good think about, if you are in a position where you're really struggling with a 9 to 5 and you don't know what to do, just have a good think about your interests, and let me know in the comments how you get on. And remember, if I can do it, you can certainly do it.